I love gold! R. Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Goldar review. This was a GameStop exclusive. It just shipped recently, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have it, unless I'm from the future. Man, you don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive right into it with the most important thing. The box got this smexy box art here, which is actually more gold than he is, but I just want to point it out because I really like the box art. Also, you can see him on the ground in shame right there. There's my finger. Look how skinny my finger is. Anyway, so yeah, that's the box. And you can see here, I'm actually glad this is here so I don't have to put up a little picture, that the promotional art actually has him in a more gold color. So this one guy loves gold, and this guy loves gold tan mix. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. First of all, accessories, because I don't want to forget it. Obviously, you can see with him he has his sword, which also I think should have some gold details on it, because it's so minimal. It's not like the whole thing's gold-plated. It's not gold-plated or gold-plated, or 24 karat gold or anything. Like, it's just a few little lines. Like, I think even the Fisher-Price one had it, so that would have been kind of nice, to be honest. I'm only nitpicky about it because they've been pretty good about painting the weapons, so it kind of stands out to me. You got a couple different hand choices. One of them, which he's holding the sword with, guess which hand that is? The party hand. Wait. It's just the holding sword hand. The same thing. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But you get two of those because I took one out to make room for this, like, I'm so powerful hand. That was Guilmon, not Goldar, and it wasn't even a good Guilmon. And then just a standard closed fist. Wow, way to copyright infringe on Figuarts. If you could, they're so, see, that's why it's blurred out, because Figuarts copyrighted the closed fist. And then you get your standard effect part, you know, like Majin Buu's gonna turn you into Candy Ray, except it's purple, and I think it was pink. Wow, camera. Wow. There you go. There it focuses. Look how worth it that was. And he also does come with his wings. I'll highlight that in a minute, but they are removable, which I think is really, really nice, because this is something I could easily see them milking for, like, Season 1 Goldar, like pre-wings, and then later on having that version after having this one, especially since they're doing stuff like, oh, we're doing the Origin Magnum Defender, so we can include Mike's head later. But anyway, so let's get to the positives about this guy first, shall we, after that weird performance? I think that this is an absolutely excellent sculpt. I think this is one of the best sculpts we've gotten out of the Lightning Collection. It's much more accurate to our later Goldar than the Zyuranger one. I mean, if it was accurate to the Zyuranger one, you'd be able to press a button back here and the top of his lip would move. Lip? What's a lip? His lip would move, so it would look like he was talking, so it's a little more accurate to our suit. But I think that the sculpting on this is amazing. Like, they really did a great job on the face, as you can see here. I think the proportions are very well done, especially for our Goldar later, where it doesn't feel like anything's too skinny or too fat. I mean, I'm sure someone is going to be like, oh my god, that's 4 centimeters off. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I think it looks pretty good. Like, I think accuracy-wise in terms of scale, I think they did a really good job on it. I think the details in Sculpt are very well done. All the little details here in his little hair fang things, all the details on his armor, I think are very well done. I think that's a very strong aspect of the character, of the suit. Like down here, it looks a little bit more plain with the paint and stuff, but I still think there's some really nice little detail work in it and whatnot. And that sort of continues on the back with that sweet tail fur action. That sounded dirty. And then you got his wings back here, which have that great feather detail. And there's his hair back there. There it is. It looks really shiny gold here. Like, it looks better on camera than off camera. Don't let it lie to you. Why are you lying? So yes, I think it looks absolutely great detail-wise. I think it's a really nice sculpt. I think it just looks awesome just sitting there. But, however, I do have some negatives, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, I just said unfortunately. He isn't as gold as he should be. It's not like pale, weird Zeo Gold pale from Legacy line, but I feel he should just be a little more gold, especially since, like, if you look at the comparison of the way it's shown on the box, like, same thing with this part here, which I'll get to, it looks a little bit darker. It needs a tinge, just like a tinge, just a couple ticks up on the goldometer, and it would have been perfect. I feel like we're all hypersensitive to it because of all the Legacy stuff, but it just would have been nice. It's not a deal breaker for me because I still think it looks decent, but yeah. And this as well, this is kind of a really bright red. It doesn't seem as bright on the camera, but why is the camera lying to you? Why would it do that? I wish it was just a little bit darker. Like, I looked up some pictures of the suit, and even that one, it kind of stands out a little bit to me. Like, it almost looks like a safety hazard, or that he just got a really bad hernia. So that's a little bit of a nitpick for me in terms of paint color. Also, this is my first Legacy figure with loose joints. I don't know if you could tell, but Weebles wobble, and he won't fall down, but he will be wobbly. So this part is really, really loose. The other joints are okay. These ones don't feel like they're loose yet, but they're like on the verge. Like they're flirting with being loose. Wait. Maybe it's understandable because, you know, this is a heavier figure, I guess, but it's kind of disappointing because I really haven't had those issues with the Legacy line so far, and this guy feels really wobbly. Add that with like the sort of softy armor you have around here, which I don't have a problem with. Like he has that soft armor just like the Rangers do, but it makes it feel like kind of a softer, cheaper figure, both in terms of like him feeling literally soft and being a little bit loose. So this review just sounds weird. The wings are removable, and it's very, very easy, almost too easy, and if I would suggest to you, I guess it depends on yours. Maybe yours didn't have the weird problem as mine. But I had to actually bend the little joint forward first before I put it in. Because like every time I tried to just attach it and then bend the wing, it would pop off. So they're a little bit flimsy. Like these are really soft. You can move these a little bit though, and you can move them nicely up and down and around, which is nice. But they're a little bit soft, so I had kind of problems with that. And that bothered, I might even have them, there's a good chance they're backwards, but it still looks the same. Like, honestly, it's not mine. Yeah, that's a little bit disappointing in that regard. So I have very mixed feelings about this figure. One thing I want to do before I do the final verdict is just bring this in real quick to show you just how neat it is that within the first year of the Lightning Collection, we have core 3 villains from mmpr. I mean, obviously we don't have Rita, but we remember what happened to Samurai Rita. So I think this is really cool. I think they look really great together. I think it's neat that we got all 3 of these. If you're wondering what that putty pose is, it's called I Give Up because this dude refused to stand before the review like some sort of misbehaving kid on picture day. So he got that pose because it allowed him to stand up. But then he still won't, so Goldar's holding up with him a sword. Anyway, but I just want to comment on how cool that is. As for Goldar himself, unfortunately, I don't have immediately available figures for comparison. They're somewhere in storage at my parents' house. I might do a small update video in a month or so if I can find them. I know I have one of the original classic ones and the mmpr 2010 ones, so if I find them, I'll do a small update video and attach it to this. But I can say look-wise, it's an definite improvement. Articulation-wise, it's an improvement. Not articulation-wise, that's something totally different. But I'm very mixed on this figure. I think it looks really cool. Like, I'm really happy with him, especially sitting there with the other villains. I think he looks freaking awesome. But I just am bothered by the loose joints. Honestly, the gold paint thing doesn't even bother me that much. The loose joints just kind of bother me because they make him really top heavy. So that's kind of a nitpick. So I'm mixed on it, but I think if you're a Goldar fan, you're a huge Goldar or Griffizer fan, I think it's at least worth taking a look at because it's probably the best looking in terms of sculpt. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.